Hello and welcome. I say welcome. It's been 15 minutes in. I did this 15 minutes ago. You guys didn't hear me. But apparently now we have commentary and comms. So welcome to Speed. Good morning, first off. My name is Charlie Boy. Welcome to the race in progress. Prodigy versus kammesennin. I'm joined here today by Frico and Retro Queen Gamer. You know, we were just completely practicing for the last 15 minutes, thinking everybody could hear us. But yeah, so these guys are running Buster only. Make sure to make that clear. kammesennin is a Buster only runner, and Prodigy has decided to live and die by the Buster as well in honor of that for this first race anyway, and this 2 out of 3 set. Guys, what catch us up to speed, or you know, what do you guys have to say right now?
I know nothing.
I know nothing either. This is my first time commentating, and I apparently did it to myself.
Well, it was just a prank. It was just us making sure that, you know, the first 15 minutes you could hold your own, and, you know, then we'd realize the restream.
You didn't want the fans
missing.
to hear me, just say it.
No,
you were ashamed of what might come out of my mouth.
Oh, I'm way more ashamed of what comes out of my mouth. Oh, believe me.
Well, I can't tell you anything about coming out of people's mouths, but coming on my screen right now is Prodigy fighting against Airman. And yeah, I mean, Kame's made it through 7 Robot Masters, so perhaps he has a slight lead, especially since he's done Heatman stage and he's in his final stage. Meanwhile, Prodigy makes it out of his 7th. Now all he has left is Heatman stage. And for you guys who don't know, you know, Buster only definitely means you can't, you know, use items either unless, you know, you can't progress. So that's, we won't see any items until the Wily stages here. So you see Kame dealing with frogs, which is one of the more hated enemies on one of these elevator screens. And Prodigy makes his way to the He-Man stage as we get some pretty jammin' tunes to listen to. I love these songs that this randomizer Duckfist did, man. Awesome stuff.
I have to say, this is a pretty amazing race we got on. When Prodigy was winning the first half, and Kame kind of took over and picked back up right here towards the end of the robot stages.
Yeah, it's definitely anybody's race. I would have to say these guys are pretty even, actually. I mean, Kame might have a slight lead, I say. Because,
yeah, I'd say he has a slight lead.
But, yeah, I mean, like, he's coming to the end of his. Prodigy's got, like, maybe a shorter stage by maybe just a hair. But he still has to navigate this section that he's not used to navigating. Usually we zip here, but we see him fishing for some health.
I think out of E-Tank, so he's going to have to manage his health going through this section as well.
And we also have the fact that when kammesennin did this, he's used to jumping those Yoku blocks. Not to say that these professional runners aren't amazing at it to begin with, but you get used to using item 2, that might be a disadvantage for Prodigy.
Oh, and here's the other Buster only zip you get to see in this run here. He's trying to set it up. He's got Chanky Makers giving him troubles. I think he might just hop on the other ladder, yeah. Usually, if you can set up the zip, there's a small mini zip from the ladder with the health refill on it to the next one. Kami does have to use an E-tank here, while Prodigy's jumping over this Yoku block section, making his way towards the Heatman boss, who's ever in this boss arena.
These firemen are vicious.
I believe it was Airman that kammesennin will find, as Prodigy had just finished the Crashman stage. And something that I was talking about while nobody could hear us was, even though I said Prodigy was ahead in stages completed, he wasn't necessarily ahead because he left a lot of the longer stages for last. Heatman, Crashman, and Woodman. But as you see, Prodigy is in the lead as he's finished the 8 Robot Masters.
Yeah.
And he'll be going into the Wily 1 stage. But then kammesennin will be hot on his heels, as he's only, maybe 10 seconds behind, as it's 21:50 with Prodigy getting into the Wily 1 stage. And there's a little game we like to play when we have our runners in the Wily 1 stage.
Ooh, hold on. I don't know what this game is. Queen, have you ever heard of this game? Yes? No? Maybe?
What
Do you know
we're
what
hearing
game?
right now is...
No?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I have
No.
to refresh.
I don't think she knows what I'm talking about. Maybe
No,
she-
I'm listening to it now. Give me one moment to refresh the screen. I'm obviously about 10 or 15 seconds behind here.
Well, we like to play a little game. I was
Called
thinking
Pick that color.
Yeah, there you go, okay.
Pick
Yeah.
that color!
Pick the color, there we go. We're picking the color of the dragon. What
Oh,
color
but
do you
wait.
think it is, Frico?
But wait, there's more. There's
Oh,
a
there's
bonus
more.
round now. We can pick the weakness of the dragon as well.
Ooh.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say a pink dragon, and it's going to be weak against the bubble lead.
I'm going to say a... Wait, we have to pick 2 colors, right?
Well, you can pick as many colors as you want.
No, really, what you're looking for is
What
the
we are
color
looking
of
for is the
body.
main color of the dragon.
Right. The main color, the color of the neck and like the body mostly, or just mainly like the main.
All right, I'm going to say a blue and purple dragon, and his weakness will be bubble.
I'm gonna be plain and boring and say
Better pick it
we're
now.
gonna see a vanilla dragon.
Really?
Quick boomerang.
Vanilla?
Weak the quick boomerang.
Oh, you're going full-on vanilla.
Oh, I was so close.
Ooh. We have
But-
ourselves an orange sherbet dragon with lime
Green
green.
and coral.
Well, I see the Rastafarian dragon. That's what I see.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
we got
but
it.
I
Bubble
called the
leaded
weakness. So I got 1 color in the bubble.
The dragon was weak to the bubble Rastafari.
Now, this is part of where the Buster-only strategy takes a turn, because if a boss is not weak to the Buster, you obviously have to use the weapons to progress, and you will see the runners switch to their weapons to get through the wily bosses. Much like right here, item 2, you have to use item 2 to progress, so you'll see both of the runners using item 2. But you won't see a lot of what you would normally see in the utilization of item 1 or item 3 to start a zip. And that's part of the challenge here, as Prodigy is choosing not to test the crash walls and waiting until...
Well, then again, you know, he really can't because of the code of Buster Only.
Ah, you're right. Yeah.
Because you can progress without knowing that. The idea
was
of
it
Buster Only...
kammesennin or Prodigy who had tested the Buster already?
It was Kame tested it. You know, I didn't see Prodigy, but Prodigy could have well tested it too. Mostly, the best way to test it is in Flash stage while you're on the road, per se, or on the path. There's a crash wall that is like pretty close to you. All you have to do is a quick turn back and shoot, and you'll find out if.
What a great seed for these guys to be Buster only.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. Picotan, one shot with the Buster. Wow. And
so
this was... Question in the chat was, is it actively Buster only, or was it an agreement? It was an agreement, and I believe at least Game 1 will be Buster only. However, I've heard rumors that it may be the entire match has the special rule of being Buster only.
Yeah,
yeah
kammesennin is... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was saying, it was mentioned that Prodigy had, during Crashman's stage, apparently used an item to jump up past the fire throwers. I'm not exactly positive what their official names are called.
Oh, they're Chanky Makers.
Chanky Makers, there you go.
Ah, okay, I see. Yeah, so Prodigy broke the code a little bit of the Buster Only. He didn't.
He might have thought that it was an improbable way to get across that, where kammesennin is so used to doing Buster Only that he will try consistently to do Buster Only, and if sees that there's a plausible way, even if it takes a lot of extra time, he's still going to keep to Buster Only. So it might be a slight...
When kammesennin gets stuck, as it were, he'll resort to using Flash Stopper, since I guess the code dictates you're not allowed to use an item to harm another enemy aside from the Buster. So that's usually what happens, as we see Bubble Lead again being the effective tool as Gutsdozer gets absolutely demolished.
And Prodigy making those extra skips from Heatman to get to Bubble gives him an extra couple of more seconds on this boss.
And the tornado item you referred to is the air shooter. In, as a reference to people in chat pointing out how Prodigy got through the Chanky Makers in the crash stage. Now, here's one part of the run I think may trip Prodigy up, because there's two sections here where there's a mini pit, and in the next section there's one section that, if you guess wrong, you're going into the spikes. Normally you'd use item 2, but here it's kind of a game of Russian roulette, and it looks like Prodigy did not shoot himself.
Yeah.
No, I say this seed is being very generous to them.
Yeah, as mentioned in the chat, and as you just mentioned, you know, by the code, Buster Only, you cannot use items either. Just to clear things up, people were saying, oh, well, I mean, movement items don't harm enemies, so yeah.
No, you're not supposed to use movement items either, unless it facilitates necessity, like here. Normally, people would use item 1 to climb up here, but you have to wait for that moving platform to come around. Same concept here. A lot of times people will use item 2 or item 1, but in this particular instance with Buster Only, you have to wait.
Yes, that's
Now,
right.
that doesn't mean they can't use a pause buffer or a damage boost, like you just saw Prodigy use a damage boost and now the pause buffer.
Yeah, weird rule set, this Buster only nonsense. No,
Yeah,
Charlie doesn't do the Buster only.
I guess, kind of like the Pirates Code, where it's more a set of guidelines. But, now we're going to see the test of the weapons, and I think it's going to be the same strategy of using the leaf shooter, or the leaf shield, excuse me, and then the metal blade to see if you can hit the boo beam turrets. And it looks like metal is ineffective, as is leaf shield, on both the boo beam turrets and the crash walls.
Well, let's see if... so far, they seem to be using the similar strategies. Checking metal, checking leaf, making sure, seeing if they can kill the boobies off the bat without having to break the fences.
Well, yeah, it looks like air shooter is the effective crash wall weakness, and we're still looking for our boo beam turret item, and it looks like it's the crash bomb. But unfortunately, you can't quick-fire these, as it's part of the random properties. And unfortunately, you're going to have to wait for each one to blow up, as kammesennin is still searching through. And it looks like he's found the crash bombs now as well. And heading into our next stage, it's 3230 for Prodigy. And we'll see how far kammesennin is behind, as it'll be... Actually, let's say, alright, 32... Oh, nice. I'm sorry, this is Ninja Gaiden 2 music, and we're going to be hearing this for a while, so I'm all for this.
Metal is one of the guys who can switch the music. But yeah, these guys are off to the refights. I mean, they're still close. This is really a close race, guys.
Yeah, it'll come down to whether or not those Wily machines end up being Buster only, or if they're going to have to hunt for weapons.
Yeah, this will be, I think, a matter of who finds the alien weakness and the Wily machine weaknesses. The Wily machine I have little faith in, because it always seems to be Buster.
Yeah, there's a good...
I think it's a 50-50 shot, and it always seems to come up the coin flip being heads for some reason. So, I kind of put more faith in the great equalizer of the alien at the end of Victory Road being the great decider of Game 1 here.
I have to agree that it does seem to always end up being Buster.
Yeah,
and if one's weak against Buster, the other is.
Synced up on the Heatman fight. Oh man. Prodigy just ahead by a little bit of a life bar here.
Yeah, it looks like half a life bar, and kammesennin seems to have a good rhythm down for Heatman, so this is just a matter of
waiting it
seconds at this point. As Prodigy's out of Woodman, but kammesennin will just find that little spot for Woodman, and he'll go down pretty quick as well. Now, if kammesennin can get a good air shooter pattern here, which unfortunately he didn't seem to get, Airman doing a good job of defending himself. We have Prodigy on his last boss, which is Flashman, and he should go down very quickly. kammesennin is on Crashman. Finish Crashman. Now it's on to Quickman
And
Flashman. Oh boy.
Buster Week.
Oh,
So,
how?
yeah.
That's a 50-50 shot on the Wily machine. It's just, you know, is
I'm
what
starting
it
to
is.
think 60-40 here. It's tilting
Yeah,
a little
it
in the
might
favor
be.
here.
Might be a little more than 60-40 if we go back and look at all the videos and see, you know, just how often the Wily machine's been vulnerable to the standard Buster shot. But it's 36:04 for Prodigy heading down Victory Road and into the alien fight with kammesennin. Let's see where he'll be at. 36:20. So there's a 16-second difference between our runners right now.
All right. So what color's the head, the alien, and the body? Quick, and the weakness.
Yellow
Purple
and
green. I'm sticking with my dragon colors.
I'm gonna say
Oh!
bubble weak.
I'm gonna agree with Bubble Week. They just seem to like Bubble Week in this one. No,
Oh,
it's
no.
not.
Oh, it's Quick
quick.
Boomerang.
Well, Prodigy got this one.
Yep, with an official SRL time of 37:05. Prodigy
Jeez.
taking game one as kammesennin's going to be looking for the Quick Boomerang, and he's found it. Uh-oh. He's one hit away from dying. Oh no, he got picked up by the alien. Oh,
Rip. Good stuff though, man. What a close race. I mean, you don't. It's not every day you get to see Buster only races, especially in Randomizer, and then down to the wire like this. I mean, unfortunately, Kami took the death at the end, and Prodigy got to edge his way through. And also, I mean, the rules technically of the rules
He seems to be.
yeah, the rules of Buster only don't apply to the tournament. So these guys are really just doing it for fun, even though Kame is like the Buster only guy. Prodigy's doing it for fun. So even though like technically Prodigy would be disqualified if this was a Buster only randomizer tournament, because as the chat said earlier, he did shoot an air shot in Crash Stage at a point where he could have got through otherwise, which I mean is arguable, right? Because I mean, Kami made it through, yes, but I probably would have done the same thing running Buster only in his situation, seeing that I kept on getting hit. But
Well,
it is what it
Kami
is.
went through 2 E-tanks to get past that area. So
True.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we'll
is
have
it
to ask.
doable? Yeah, but
We'll have to
you know,
ask these guys.
I think we'll have to, ask the judges now that kammesennin has finished with an official SRL time of 38:54. I think there's going to be some shady backroom deals going on here while we get ready for game 2.
well, kammesennin has a chance to redeem the loss here.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a best-of-3 race, and game 2 should be coming up in just a few minutes. So I think one of the things I want to do is go through what I normally do at the beginning of a run, and that's take you through how both of the runners got to where they are right now. Prodigy was in Group C along with kammesennin. However, their paths did not cross. Prodigy's only qualifying round match was against Mad Mega X 381, of which Prodigy was victorious 2-0. kammesennin was against Infinite Mystery and won, lost to Mega Kyle 83, but defeated Matt Philly in the losers bracket of the group stage, which qualified him into the final bracket. And for the record, kammesennin normally does do Buster Only, and he has done Buster Only in every game of every match so far in this tournament. Going into the final stage bracket, kammesennin lost to LV Creed in the first round, and Prodigy lost to Stuffin' Things in the second round. And with the way things are organized for the losers bracket, Prodigy and kammesennin are now in a losers bracket match, of which the loser will be eliminated from the tournament completely at this point. So kammesennin is unfortunately one game away from being knocked out of the tournament.
I still wonder how kammesennin would play if he had chosen to use weapons and items throughout this tournament. I know it's not necessarily his MO at this point, but you know, the idea of him giving himself such a severe handicap, I feel, in comparison to what the other runners can do is it's interesting. I don't know if anybody's ever actually timed what he saves by not switching to items versus what he loses by not using items when they would be convenient.
I can tell you that kammesennin, I am almost certain, had taken part in one of the closest matches I have ever seen against Mega Kyle in the qualifier stage.
Oh yeah, the second match. That was
where they
an amazing
literally
match.
finished. Well, I guess the official SRL time said it was 4 seconds, but what we saw on screen was literally a second and a half apart, because kammesennin just happened to get lucky. But, you know, at the end of the day...
Is it luck or skill? I imagine
yeah,
he is probably one of the best...
Column A, a little bit of column B. I mean, you gotta have the skill to be able to pull off the basic principles of going through the randomizer. You know, and sometimes it is just luck by going to, you know, the second page and seeing that the alien is immune to all of the items on the first page, and you happen to get lucky because you switch to the crash bomb instead of going through the air shooter, leaf shield, quick boomerang. So
if I
on and so
remember,
forth.
that's what he did, right? He just randomly went to the second page to kind of get that win at the end, or...
I'm almost certain of it, because I remember it being the crash bomb.
Yeah,
that
and he
was the
just
alien
skipped
weak
everything
weapon.
on the first page and went straight to the second page. And managed to literally sneak that win.
It's not unlike something we saw. It wasn't too long ago. I've got to think of who it was now, though. Somebody kind of stole a game. I think it was Squidman against Kumba.
Oh, yes.
Where
that was also their second game.
He went in and just decided, okay, I'm just going to go right to, you know, the crash bomb and... Oh, what's the other item there? Metal Blade, I think, is on the second page as well.
Yeah.
And that happened to be what the weakness was, and he was able to chase down that game. But, you know,
I also love the random stories that they have on the bottom from previous or older games.
Yeah, I think Gm1 was Super Mario World, and it looks like...
This is Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 3.
You sure? Because that mentions Trevor, not Simon.
Yeah, Trevor is Castlevania 3. Simon Belmont is first and second.
Okay, because I thought Trevor didn't start showing up until I thought was Castlevania 4, which is Super Castlevania. And all of the games that came after it, like Symphony of the Night. Or no, that's Richter.
Symphony of the Night was Alucard.
Yeah, you start as Alucard, but then you get to play as, I think, Richter or Trevor as well, as like a bonus character, because in the import
Richter.
it was you got to play as Maria as well.
Yeah, Castlevania 4 was the remake of 1. It's signing.
Okay. So there's so many Castlevania games, I get myself,
Castlevania 3
tripped
is Trevor,
up on
correct,
which
chat?
ones are which. It's been, oh god, how long has it been? 1985,
Duckfist confirms Castlevania 3.
Yeah, he would know. He made the randomizer. So if there's any person that I would say, yeah, Duckfist is definitely the authority on this.
Don't doubt a girl's knowledge of Castlevania.
I doubt everything. I know nothing. I deny everything. Admit nothing.
Keeps you safe in this world, don't it?
Exactly.
Lord of Shadow Timeline Trevor becomes Alucard. I never played the PlayStation 3 ones.
Oh, that's all right. We're just waiting on kammesennin. I think he said he needed a minute.
Checking his controller? Oh.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah, he'll be checking his controller, make sure it works again.
He's checking his controller now.
Make sure we don't have a little replay of Gm1.
Richter's Rondo of Blood. See, now we got the chat all talking about Castlevania.
Hey, whatever passes the time while we're waiting for Game 2 to start.
Yeah, let the boys take the restroom breaks and whatever they need.
Yeah, we shouldn't have to wait very much longer, as the countdown has initiated, so we're ready for takeoff.
Now look what you did. Sorry, my bad.
Oh. Embrace it.
Aw, you can't get the Castlevania remixes in the Mega Man 2 engine?
Oh.
That would have been awesome.